The Backrooms. You've been here before. Object number 54. Object 54 cannot be known. Revision is a paradox. A moment in time is a moment of your life, and life is not something you get back once lost. Lost is something we all have faced. One day we were, and then no more. We never weren't. So what is? The Backrooms has claimed hold of us, and nothing can stop us lost. Meaning is meaning itself, and there is nothing to define it. Life is then death is the end. But then, why is life? Why is life? A man sits at a table, alone, despite being surrounded by people. A variety of emotions flow through his brain. But aren't they all just hormones, chemicals, and electrical signals running through my mind? He wonders. No, this man doesn't feel the aching pain of loneliness. This man simply is. He thinks, there is no need to feel. My emotions do not dictate me. If I am just the byproduct of stimuli, am I really me? A woman walks up to the table. She asks, "Mind if I take a seat?" The man says it's fine, and she sits. This woman, equally as alone as the man, does not find comfort in being alive but not living. The woman thinks of what her future entails. She ponders, who am I, if not for what I've done? Is all that is me described by only what everyone perceives? These two people, the man and the woman, are alone, despite sitting across from each other. They are alone despite being surrounded by people, and, in their minds, they are as alone as can be. Never they wonder, what does it mean to be? No, no, no! This can't be right! He said it would be fine. He said it was okay to know. I wasn't meant to know. What is meaning? What? Like, what does it mean to mean? Bro, what are you on? But for real, I don't get it. We define things arbitrarily. But like, why? Dog, did you drink too much? No, no, I'm fine. Well, as fine as I can be. I don't understand. What is meaning? How do we define what it means to define things? I mean, you could just, I don't know. We give meaning to things that mean nothing, but have we ever gave meaning to meaning itself? It's the same thing as the meaning of life. Now you're on about the meaning of life? Bro, it doesn't matter. We live, then we die. So be it. That can't be true. There has to be something, but there can't be something yet. Okay, and? I don't know. Something's wrong. Something has to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. When the time comes for the crow to call, and when it all is meant to become, all for what I saw, it is what it is, but it is yet to is, so when it becomes is, that something will be complete. What? God damn it. I was about to sleep. Now you fried my brain. Like I said, it was always meant to be. On the 19th of December, 2008, there was a catastrophe. No recordings of the event were able to be recovered, and there were no survivors. It seemed as if Base Omega and all of its residents had entirely disappeared. Blank, 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 as if it never existed in the first place. T blank 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 O blank 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 D. Although investigation from the Meg were immediately launched, nothing was discovered. That's blank 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 what blank 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 ed. There were absolutely no traces left of the base, nor its residents. That's not what happened. It's not true. It's not. I was the only survivor. The only caveat to this catastrophe is that there is no base Omega, and there was no catastrophe. This catastrophe, this mistake, it's not, it's not real. They play it as a story, some fictional campfire tale, but it's not. It's a cover up. And of course, that's not what happened, because for every cover up, there is the truth. Three friends are walking on a sidewalk, slowly making their way out of the cityscape. The sky gradually darkens. These friends are talking about what doesn't matter. The road they walk on the side of loses its sidewalk, and eventually it turns to dirt. Tall fields of corn surround them, casting shadow, blocking what little moonlight there is. Besides the sounds of their footsteps and their own voices, it's almost entirely silent. They continue to walk amidst the swaying corn and the slight breeze of the night, and the dirt road takes them to a forest. The road turns to gravel, and the friends hear the scuffling of footsteps. They look around and see nothing. The two friends make their way to a cabin in the woods, never to remember the third. And when paradoxes become reality, not even nothing can give meaning to what is left, because in a world where 2 plus 2 does not equal 4, meaning is nothing, and when nothing can't describe what's left, all you can do is not be. A woman reaches for her cup of coffee that doesn't exist. She could swear by its existence mere moments ago. That's odd, she might say. She might get up and make herself another mugful. But not this time. This time, she says, that can't be right. And it isn't. And she isn't. You hold a gun in your hand, and you're shaking. You are afraid. Rightfully so. Mere steps in front of you is your grandfather, but he hasn't aged like you've always known him. He is young, and so are you. What would happen if you were to pull the trigger? It's a classic, the grandfather paradox. It's hard to know, so pull the trigger, and let us find out. Bang! The gunshot rings out into the world. Four things could happen. You cease to exist immediately, to never have existed, and to break free from casualty, and to instantly destroy the world. Let's hope this doesn't happen, as you take down everything with you. Something prevents you from killing your grandfather. Maybe your gun jams. Maybe someone catches you before you can pull the trigger. Maybe someone happens to walk in the way at the very moment you pull the trigger. Either way, your grandfather cannot die. Maybe nothing happens, and instead, you create a new universe. One where you were never a part of it. Maybe everything could be the same except for that. Or maybe the future becomes vastly different. Either way, you're not part of it and never will be. The most likely thing, however, is that you cease to exist immediately. You cease to ever have existed, and you never will. Your grandfather ceases to exist. As if he never existed, everything that your grandfather has ever done and ever causes are instantly erased from being. Instantly, the contours are still left from you and your grandfather. You never existed, but your presence is measurable. Regarding the catastrophe, to James R. from Mira R. It's real. That's what I think put out plain and simple. It really did happen. There was a base Omega, and its residents did exist. This isn't the first time I've brought this up. And this time, James, before you call me a crazy conspiracist again, let me explain why. Everything that happens can be measured. The fact that they happened causes everything else to happen next. Decisions are quite literally the butterfly effect, and although most don't end up catastrophic, it can be measured. We call what we measure contours. I know you won't trust me on this, but the catastrophe does have these contours. We've uncovered them. We call the catastrophe some oddly dark fiction, but it is real. What happened is still being deciphered, but its presence is there. I can feel it. Or, if you want to be more literal, I can see the data. Contours aren't something that you just go, hey, look, it's much deeper than that. We carefully measure every single datum and take everything into account to form these contours. You kind of have to understand how causality works first, and I doubt you do. Base Omega did exist, and whoever erased it from existence did a very poor job. The receiver of this message has blocked you. Learn more. The Backrooms. You've been here before. I didn't know, okay? I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Myra R. has been pronounced dead on multiple occasions. Oftentimes, she was forgotten, almost avoiding notice of many. Blank, 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 blank. On the 19th of December, 2008, Myra was remembered for the last time. Blank, 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 blank. James R., a sibling of Myra, was the last one to ever think about Myra. Blank, blank, upside down exclamation mark. Blank, 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 blank. No records of Myra has ever existed, and despite this being written, this will simply be forgotten on the wayside. Don't you ever forget me. Pay it no mind that this was written at all. I never disappeared. I never did, okay? I know it seems like I did, but it was for a cause. The deal I made with the others was to never contact the outside world, but before I did, I sent James a single email, and he called me crazy. I'm not, I swear to God, and although I may have been alone to the outside world, I found a place I belonged. Finally. These people I joined, we all mutually agreed to work towards a cause. Our job was to observe the contours and track them, and to never create them. And I was perfect for the job. In my entire life, I have barely made a contour. I was the person they were looking for. And, after what was probably over a year, I couldn't stand it anymore. So, yesterday, I sent an email out to James, but all he did was block me. Something is wrong, seriously wrong. Something is preventing my contours from ever existing in the first place. To the world, I am nothing. And so, life went on, because, in a narrative, the story doesn't end on the last page, even if the characters do. You really thought that the waves wouldn't continue to crash on even if you died, even if your death is the most important thing to happen to you. To the world, your death means nothing. At least your fate wasn't as miserable as them. A paradox is nothing more than a means to give no explanation. It is a mix of truth and lies that not a single soul can decipher. You can make a code with no means of decryption, and yet you call it a code. When you explain something as unexplainable, aren't you just making an excuse? You are nothing at all, because you dare say that you understand a thing. The man finally looks up from his thoughts to see the woman. To him, she is beautiful, yet he doesn't feel a thing, as he doesn't believe in feeling. He thinks she must not be lonely, and he doesn't realize he's wrong. The woman takes a closer look at the man, and her fleeting heart can't take it. She hates herself. How could it be, she thinks, if only I could talk to this man, or even just someone? The man agrees in symptom. He doesn't feel it, but his heart yells and screams. The man is lonely, and it's only a small barrier that prevents his ache from ending. The woman says, "Hey," and trails off. Her mind is running endlessly with inner monologue. She doesn't have self-confidence. The man responds, "Yes?" He is still refusing to feel his hurt. The man averts his eyes for a mere moment. The woman is gone, and so is he. I know I made a mistake. Why must you do this to me? Please forgive me. I know it was stupid to believe him. The least you could do is put me out of my misery. One friend is alone, on the ground. His knees are filled with gravel, and his ears sting from the buzzing. He stands up to find himself in what we call the Backrooms. To him, however, he thinks it's some kind of prank. Guys, he calls out, this isn't funny. Soon, he screams enough to break his vocal cords. Help! But nobody came. The one friend continues to wander the endless rooms, light buzzing overhead. You die 2 times. The first, when your heart stops and your brain can no longer function. The second, when the last person ever remembers you. Pray to God that it happens in that order. We don't have a name, as it would go against our cause to have one. If you want to call us something, don't. If you're reading this, forget it. And to whom it may concern, we have found a stray contour. We have enlisted our best to find its source. This stray contour was discovered while going through the 19th datum, and it's led us quite far. This stray contour goes both forward and backward through time from the 19th, and it hasn't been abstracted. Most of the data from the intersection between base omegas and the 19th's contours have been abstracted beyond reason. The catastrophe is a nexus, and it seems most of the residence of base omega has been abstracted, leaving one large contour that simple represents, quote unquote, the residence. One stray thread leads us away from the nexus, however. We hope that our best will find the producer of this stray contour and track it down. If there's anything our best can do, it's to never have been at all. Don't look for us. We don't exist. Signed, blank. After all these years, I'm used to you not looking at me. After what happened, I had my second death. I could scream in your face and you'd never hear. And apparently I'm the lucky one? I won't believe it. I can't. Why can't I exist? I scream. And then she looked at me. I turned to look at something. I swear I heard a sound. I'm getting closer, aren't I? When will I find the poor soul that shares my fate? I whip my head again as I hear a scream. A black splotch scorches my vision. Something is covering his face. And then it's quickly replaces by falsehoods. I know what is replaced isn't real because there is a man there, standing on a table in front of another. I lock eyes with this man. He must be the producer of the stray contour. I start walking up to him, and he collapses in tears. God, thank God, you really see me, don't you? He's sobbing. Oh, the poor soul. Yes, I say. Even though I don't know this man, I embrace him in a hug. And I'm here to take you home. The one friend made their way by happenstance to base alpha. The emotions he faced, the emotions he faced. At this base, he was given directions to base omega. He didn't know what that base was, but of course, he didn't know anything at all. The one friend began to make their way through a variety of dangers. And yet, before they made it, they stopped. Luckily, they weren't in base omega. In level 3, electrical station, all of his memories of the directions, the person he talked to, and base omega suddenly and instantly was erased. How did he get here? He couldn't give you an answer, and unluckily for him, this one friend never made it out of that level. At least he died, right? To be or not to be, that is the question. For those in the world of paradoxes, they would say, yes, because when a contradiction can directly be true, Then 2 plus 2 may as well equal 5. Hey man. Yes? Are you you? What the fuck? You're questioning my identity? Chillax, man. Yes, of course I am me. I didn't say you're not. I'm not either. All we are is a byproduct. Are you on something again? All we are is a byproduct of all we've experienced. And when mathematical absurdity becomes the truth, then are we a byproduct anymore? God damn it, man. Get a life. I did not wake up at 2 a.m. for this. Okay, peace. Smiling face emojicon. 2008/12/19. Dog, the wildest thing just happened to me. You won't believe it. Dude. Bro. Sir. Bro. Dude. Mr. Manchild, where are you? Where the hell are you, man? Dog. Answer me. Pick up your goddamn phone. 2008/12/20. Hey, who are you? I just checked my phone and saw you as a contact. Sorry, I kinda forgot. Anyway, I gotta bounce. Sorry for bothering ya. So what really did happen? You pulled the trigger, and the gunpowder in your bullet ignited. Rapidly, gas expanded, shooting your bullet out directly at your grandfather's head. You could breathe out these moments into years if you tried enough. Joke's on you. You will. Once the bullet met your grandfather's skull, shattering bone and penetrating through the brain, you thought he'd instantly die. With time dilation, however, you see that it wasn't quite instant. In the snap of a finger, not instant, but fast enough to be unstable to comprehend, you killed your grandfather. You ceased to exist. You never existed in the first place. Your grandfather never existed, according to what they say. You look down your causal chain to your grandfather right in that moment. Everything your grandfather has ever done, leading up to the eventual creation of you, stops to have ever existed. Good job. You created your first paradox. All for nothing at all, with nothing to be, nothing to do, nothing to mean. I am nothing, but not even nothing can describe it all. She took me to a place with people. People that can see me. Words'll never be able to live up to what my heart faced. One could say it was everything I've never been able to experience in the past years. Amidst my pitiful sobbing, the woman that brought me here asks, "Mind if I ask for your name?" She looks at me. At me, goddammit! Oh, I'm Myra. Don't feel bad if you forgot it. I doubt you'll be able to remember. I think I'm hyperventilating. I'm blank, 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 blank. Harsh screeches ring like a siren that's broken beyond repair, and everything terminates. You really thought, didn't you, that one day you might be seen, that one day you might be known, that one day you might be free. Oh, how wrong you are. I am a stray soul. I am the lucky one. I am nothing at all, but nothing is not me. I am the one who wanders. I am the one who screams. I am the one who nobody can hear. I am nobody but me. I am alone, but I stand in this vast universe. I am never ending. So why can't you hear my call? Something just happened, but I can't figure out what. There are things that don't make sense, things that don't follow causality, and that means a contour has gone through here. And worst of all, it means something erased its existence. I began to wildly search my surroundings for some clue, anything. On the ground, I found a note, ripped on the ground and tarnished. Even though I know how this got here, it wasn't here before. A fabricated memory. It's all me. 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 Don't you get it? Listen to me. Paradoxes don't make sense. And if they did, that would be a paradox itself. I think that whoever causes this torment, Whoever is the cause of the suffering, and whoever is erasing my existence, well, it's me. Think about it. It's the only thing that could be true. Do you really think there is a God out there? Or even some all-powerful being or beings that can control our mortal plane? No, there isn't. There really isn't. At least, I don't think there can be, because what kind of God would put me through so much suffering? Why would God put them through worse? I think our world follows rules, ones that don't make sense, but nonetheless consistent. Paradoxes come at the end of those rules, when something breaks. It's funny, if you think about it. I caused this, really. I could blame it on him, but wouldn't that be lying to myself? The paradox that caused the tragedy was caused by me, and I'm the only survivor. Cry as the cinders flake from your hands. Weep as the truth fades to complete abstraction. Sob as the nexus rings true. And die as the never-ending tale makes it full circle. As a man is writing an angry email, a colleague taps him on the shoulder. The colleague informs the man about a strange occurrence, and the man rises, relieved from the duty of scolding others. The colleague leads the man to a room. This room is dark, yet well lit. The man can still see, but no light enters his retinas. The colleague closes the door behind them and hands the man a clipboard. The colleague says, "Describe what you see." Ash lines my fingertips, and burns are throbbing there. Apparently, whoever keeps erasing these things are doing an increasingly sloppy job. Of course, I can deduce what burned me. Something had to have been flammable. I must have been just holding something too. I know I was just looking at it. And, given the underlying context, it was after searching for a stray contour. If it wasn't obvious, I don't just randomly stop looking at things. So I must have been reading something, and whatever I was reading must have been important enough for someone to go out of their way to erase, albeit poorly. From there, there's nothing to go off of. Whatever I read is gone. I'll have to continue searching for the stray contour. Paradoxes are reality, and no matter how hard he tries, he'll never separate it. Erasure is something that comes after a paradox. Paradoxes cannot be, so they are erased. Don't forge the story. Don't you goddamn dare. Don't think you can get away with abstracting the contours. We will find them. We will find the truth. Because there is no perfect cover-up. Erasure is a perfect way to cover up a paradox. There's a reason you don't think paradoxes are a part of reality, because for all you know, they aren't. Don't give in to the fallacy. You're on our side, right? The Backrooms. You've been here before. It should be noted that base omega does not exist. Although many swear that it did, it's nothing more than fiction. You could think of it as the Mandela effect. A base on level 4, abandoned office, is just so obvious. How could a base not exist there? Another reason why people connect base omega to level 4 is the age-old tale about the catastrophe on the 19th of December 2008. This did not, in fact, happen. From Myra R. On behalf of blank. The catastrophe did happen, and base omega did exist. We, on the Tails side, are currently working on uncovering the identities of the residents of base omega, along with what truly happened on the 19th. If you ever feel like base omega existed, or maybe you felt like a presence has been missing for the past few years, it's likely because someone was. Many people were abstracted in this catastrophe. Join us on this side of the coin. Don't let the paradox be perfect. Don't let their fate be in vain. Don't give in to the cover-up.